Welcome to Oaken Bros. This is Eric.
And I'm Michael, and I have anxiety.
You know, what I was going to say to you, and I was actually saving it for the air, was I have anxiety too, but I kind of let my anxiety tends to pop out at like 2:30 in the morning. Like
I've had those too. And
my
it sucks.
anxiety likes to keep me up at night. That's the deal with my anxiety.
I've been having terrible anxiety over these Monday casts, and I'm having it now. And I'm having like a lot of flare-ups. Like I feel like this welling up in my chest. And what's up, Hallie? And I feel it started 2 weeks ago on a Monday cast, and I had this like really horrible sensation in my stomach, and like it was just like I felt like shit. And then you got upset with me on the thing, and it made me even more scared. And like the way I felt was, fuck, that's okay. So I don't feel so bad now, but like I've been having these terrible anxieties over these Monday podcasts, and like I'm getting them now. Like I feel a little dizzy. I am going to blame the vertigo. I had vertigo. It's now coming on 1 year. What's up, Seaberry? Chaz, we talked about you today. We got to talk after the show. And I felt like I had a panic attack because I felt like the vertigo coming on. And I've been talking to somebody about it, and like I'm in this fight or flight response because like I love this, and I don't ever want this podcast to fucking to take me down. But like I didn't realize of how much anxiety it was causing me. Just the Monday shows. The Wednesday shows, I mean, where it's like I feel like I want to have a drink with you and like sit and talk. But this Monday show, I was doing great, and then all of a sudden I started getting this welling up feeling inside of me, and it feels good to talk about it. And it feels good to talk to our audience about it. It feels good to talk to you about it because I don't ever get this unless I'm flying, flying to me. And I've been better with it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm getting it now, and I want to talk through it. I'm
Good.
getting that like anxiety feeling.
You should, as I stated earlier, this coming online for me wasn't always easy. And when we started doing interviews with kind of people that we didn't know, I would start to get anxiety, and you can see it in the earlier shows, especially like when we interviewed Thomas DeLauer and stuff like that. I was stuttering and talking over my words and stuff like that. But, ultimately you just get over it. And, I start freaking out when you start freaking out because
I know,
I need someone to like talk to.
I'm taking a selfie of myself. I'm doing this. Hold on. I want to be there to help people, and I want people to see that I'm only human, that I'm not some like, superhero, that I can just, get over this. I definitely feel I get scared. And
Sure.
the vertigo was life-changing for me. It really was. I had an ocular migraine once, and that was really scary, but that lasted like 2 minutes of my life where I literally could not see out of my left eye.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the hospital. But this year's been particularly trying on me because I had the vertigo back in January, and I got episodes throughout the year, and I felt trapped here because of COVID, that I couldn't go to a hospital or a doctor's office. Right. And, and the vertigo is 10,000 times better than it has been, but I still have felt that anxiousness. And it happened 2 Mondays ago on this podcast, and I had like a panic attack. And then past Monday, I had another panic attack. And like today, I feel like I'm going to have it, but I'm controlling it. And it's like, keep fucking going. I'm bigger than the anxiety. I'm bigger than this panicky feeling that I get inside of me. And again, only on Mondays. When we're having interviews with people, I'm not allowing that to affect me. And I feel like right now, like I feel fucking anxious, but I'm going to keep going. I'm not stopping the show. If I have to get up and walk around for a minute, I will, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to feel that. I don't want to feel this on air. And I want people to know that I'm only fucking human. And, like the stress that happened this year with the vertigo, with with COVID, with our business falling apart, it makes me nauseous. It makes me fucking sick to my stomach. And it affected me on air. It's affecting me now. I feel really stressed right now. I feel really anxious right now. And speaking to you and to our audience, it makes me feel better. Mm-hmm. That I can be honest with you guys and say like, I have anxiety, and it was under control, and like, I can control it to some extent, but these Monday podcasts were just been
Yeah, I'm not
It's been
sure.
hard, man. It's been hard.
I'm not sure what triggered it for you,
I don't
but
know.
you'll get through it like everything else, and if you don't, you don't. I mean, it is what it is. It's not the
Um,
worst thing in the world if we don't do these Monday shows, but we kind of have to push through it.
and I'm
And
doing it, and I'm feeling better doing it, Eric.
yeah, but the more you do it, see, Chaz has the right idea.
Pot brownie. I should I should start smoking weed. They say it is good for anxiety. And again, I don't live 24/7 with the anxiety. I've been having it over this Monday show, and it's been hard, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
yeah, look at I bought this. I bought this on Amazon. Take a deep breath. And I've been squeezing it. It definitely makes me feel good. Don't give up, you know? They have these stress balls that I bought, and I have them lined up against my windowsill right here in the office. And my favorite one is keep fucking going. You know,
mhm.
don't stop. You got
That's
this. And
that's Jason Capital.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And I never had this before in front of people. Like it was always the opposite. Eric was always the one who didn't want to talk in front of people, and I was always the extrovert. Eric was the introvert. I was the extrovert. And
Well,
now it's
listen,
like I don't
don't
think
get
it changed, but
don't get me wrong. I mean, I'll think about things that I said on the air, or how I responded something, or how I stuttered, or how I wasn't able to get my thoughts coherently out. But that generally will happen r- at like 1 in the morning, right when I'm about to fall asleep. So just, like I'm tired all day, and then, I just want to go rest. And then finally, when I go and rest, that's when like my anxiety will start to
what are you anxious about, Eric?
pick up.
What makes you
I mean,
what gives you anxiety?
pretty much all the same stuff. I mean, there's always something, whether it's my kids or listen, my ultimate goal in life is to make sure that my kids are set up. Right. That's it. That's the only thing I want in life. And then certainly COVID-19 put a damper on our day job as far as, oh, it's not so bulletproof. It's not so
Just for people
um
out there, we lost everything. We went down to zero in our business, and
right.
it took 50 years for our parents to build this company, and it took what 2 weeks to destroy it,
Hmm.
to dismantle everything that they built.
Right.
And that
Yeah.
coupled me personally, that coupled with the vertigo it was scary. I felt trapped. I felt trapped in the house, not with Sharon and the kids. That's my happy place, being with Sharon and the kids. Sharon is the most calming person. She has no anxiety, and I'm sure she has anxiety about other things, like about the kids' allergies and whatnot. But really, Sharon is always there to keep me level-headed and grounded. Um,
Yeah. Patty, you got it right. Hash browns with hash brownies. I like it.
yeah, and a 4-leaf clover at the end. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, Tammy, I was going to do my sickle on Thursday, but no way ready today. Any suggestions? I would honestly suggest to do it on Thursday, because that's
Yeah,
when you're supposed to start. So wait, and start doing your prayers, so to speak, on Thursday, and then do them for 10 days. Do it as prescribed in the book, as close as you can, at least for the first few times. Now, I don't necessarily do that. I'll just kind of do it as, at spur of the moment when I feel like I want to. But I would definitely, especially for the real important things, wait till Thursday. That's what I would do.
follow the instructions, Tammy. I mean, he says it doesn't have to be on Thursday, but follow the instructions and do it for 11 days. The sigil, keep pronouncing them wrong. Sigils,
Whatever.
whatever, they work. And starting it on Thursday, there's a reason why he's telling you to do that.
Right.
I was doing it Thursday.
You guys talked about alternative breathing recently. It really does
Yeah.
help with anxiety and stress.
I was doing that, the alternate nostril breathing.
Yeah. Yeah, you just have to kind of pace through it and try not to get affected on air. Whether afterwards you want to go and run outside naked because you're freaking out, be my guest.
I'm not running out in this weather.
I'm just saying, everybody has issues. No one is bulletproof, and certainly putting yourself out there in the public eye leaves very little to hide.
Yeah. I wanted to show people that, that we're just as infallible as the next guy, that people
Yeah,
get
of
online and
course,
they don't
of
talk
course.
about their issues, they're lying. And, I have it. I have the anxiety, and it's been bothering me revolving around this Monday cast. And I'm telling you, like, the vertigo did not help. Last week when I was like talking to you and like the room was fucking tilting and shit, I never experienced something like this in my
It
life.
certainly seems that it's all related.
Yeah, possible.
certainly seems that there is one underlying tone on your anxiety or whatever the problem is that you're having.
Yeah.
But, you're trying to work it out and you're trying to figure it out as we all are. But, just like Tony Robbins says, he always, says, he's like, here's a circle and your problems are in the circle. And he's like, and as you grow, the circle gets bigger, but so do the problems. So,
Ro
if you think that it's ever going to go away, you're wrong. You just have to learn how to deal with it.
Rose said something beautiful on mine. Rose, I hope you're well. Rumi quote, where there is ruin, there is hope for a treasure. That's exactly right.
Yep.
That's exactly right. What makes everyone out there in Oakenland anxious? What makes people get anxiety? I want to hear from other people.
Get some sand beach under your feet, under the desk. That's really interesting,
Sounds
Tammy.
like a really great idea. That's probably like earthing, right?
Yeah.
We spoke about that last week.
You should go before it snows and go get like a bucket of sand. We're literally like 5 minutes away from the beach.
Yeah.
So that's a really great idea. And also get some crystals.
Got my pendulum.
I like it.
I asked if I was going to have anxiety on air today, and the spirit told me no. Look, it's saying no. No.
Well, listen, everybody has their moments, and it kind of is what it is.
Yep. But I'm over whatever that roller coaster was. I'm completely over it.
Happy
Hanukkah, Scotty boy.
Happy Hanukkah to everybody out there. Hope everyone is having a wonderful time.
Wonderful Hanukkah in this COVID age of December. We're having a massive snowstorm here in New York.
Yep.
Sharon says, no mess, please. That gives me anxiety. Sharon doesn't like messes in the house.
Should.
Jen Callard says, I try to meditate at night. Got really bad anxiety at night. Yeah.
We just interviewed a gentleman by the name of Shaman Oaks.
Well, his name is Alan Chapman.
Alan Chapman, but his channel on YouTube is called Shaman Oaks every night, and I'm doing it tonight every night. And Michael, let's do it together.
I do it every morning. I'm doing it every morning.
Yeah, but I want to do it live. He does live shows on meditation and he does energy healing. Really, really, really interesting thought process and the way he goes about things. And he has some really amazing stories that I want to say for the interview. That's going to be live third week of January or so.
Yeah.
So check out his channel regardless.
Shaman Oaks, SHAMAN space OAKS. Sounds like Sherman Oaks, but it's Shaman, and the guy's unbelievable.
When do we get a first look at your upcoming merch? What merch do you have? What would you want to buy?
What would you guys buy from I wanted to, my kids want to do Oaken Bros t-shirts, Oaken Bros hats, Oaken Bros masks. Eric doesn't want to. You guys got to convince Eric. I'm all for that.
I don't want to do something with the logo. Like I want to do, remember when we were
saying, right? 100%.
No, remember when we had we were kind of researching on different types of artwork. I would like to commission like a special type of artwork and maybe make some posters.
I sent you that.
I know.
Freevector.com.
Yeah, no. I would have it professionally done, but I would sell a poster with like the third eye on it or meditation or media, stuff that represents things that we speak about. But
Sharon says we definitely need Oaken Bros merch. I would love to do merchandise.
I don't want to make a golf tee. Like I'm not interested in making like a golf shirt.
What would people wear out there? I know Chaz would wear like an Oaken Bros like pink tie. Like if we made like a little pink bow tie, we make that just for Chaz. Sharon just wants a t-shirt. T-shirts. Everyone's saying t-shirts. You know what? I'm interested. I just want to go back to Jen Callard said something when the sun goes down, I find my anxiety goes up.
Me too.
I need to be in constant motion and thrive on getting things done. Interesting. Really?
Yeah, I have my anxiety will start coming out when things are silent for me. So when everyone's asleep and then I finally put my phone away and the TV is off and then I'm lying in bed with my eyes closed, that's when all the demons come out.
It's happened to me in the middle of the night. It's happened to me.
In
the middle of the night where I wake up.
I've had that for a very long time. I've had that for as long as I can remember, where my anxiety and my stresses and basically all the things that are wrong keep me company at night. But
interesting.
I don't think that I'm that alone with that.
Bro.
But you listen, you remember me when I was growing up, I had
Yeah.
major issues sleeping at night. Major, major, major issues sleeping.
Yeah, I know. I
And I
know.
still have inklings of that. I know when I don't eat well, and thankfully I haven't not eaten well in a long time, but, like, if I go the route of eating, chicken parm or just, like, fried foods that are, like, really bad for you, and a lot of it, I will wake up. It will wake me up in the middle of the night where I will get all of a sudden a feeling of dread, of just the most horrible, most horrific
That's
feeling,
that's what I had in
waking up, and
that
then all of a sudden I have, like, my heart is racing, and I wake up, and I just feel like something is so wrong. I only get it
when you
when
eat bad.
when I eat poorly.
Do you get that when you drink?
No, I pass out. No. No.
I've gotten that a few times when I drink. That's why I probably don't like to drink. But dude, I just want to just jump back. We can coincide with the theme of this. Oaken Bros stress balls. Right? Jen says she would wear the t-shirt too. Sharon would wear the shirt. Yo, I'm kind of getting the feeling that we got to do like Oaken Bros 100%. Because that's our like that's it. It's 100%.
Yeah, yeah. All right. I got to it integrates right with YouTube, so I'll check it out. So, Karina, I had my first panic attack in the 5th grade at camp. Super scary.
What was it like for you, Karina? Like why did you go back to that? Did you feel like there was a reason why you had the panic attack? Squeeze the oaken balls, Sharon just said.
I like that.
Squeeze the oaken balls.
We'll make a set just for our wives.
Karina, I'm curious to know why, if and was it something that lasted, was it every time that you went back to camp, did you get panic attacks?
Anxious or angry people make me anxious. Yes. Yes, Tammy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm doing well, by the way. I just
good.
opened
I'm happy. Oaken Bros quote of the day, Oaken Bros meditation time. I want to make a poster with like a third eye and like something like I kind of have
Yo, no.
an idea of what I
Rose
want to
just said the 100% on a shirt would be really cool. I mean, like that's got to be.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan did the third eye, so you can't really do the third eye.
I don't know if
But I want to make
do the third eye.
dude vintage.
I want to make
posters,
vintage. Like what I'm thinking is I want to make like vintage mediumship posters. Like I don't think there's really much out there as far as like cool vintage retro looking. Like
I reached out to a few artists about that.
a poster of George Anderson reading people. Like
No.
like something in that respect.
What I would do is the release. Like I want to make it. What I want to do is make it like a concert. You know how 311 makes specific posters for concerts. So in Alex's room, thank you. In Alex's room, there was a robotic girl with her heart being torn out. It's 311 at Jones Beach. It has nothing to do with Jones Beach.
Yes.
But what I want to do is make like George Anderson and the goal and the launch date of his podcast and like have here, you know what? I took pictures of the vectors that I wanted to. Do you still have those, bro?
No, I can. Yeah, I have similar stuff. I wouldn't use free graphics. We would pay for it, but
right.
Yeah.
But I want to find it.
No. I get you. You don't have to show it now, but
yeah.
I'm looking for a cool, vintage type look on what we're trying to do. But we can also make T-shirts with those types of graphics on too. But that means we're gonna have to wear it. I don't know if our wives would allow that.
They would allow that. Sharon and Jen, you would be cool with that, right? Yo, like this Clutch, like this is. I contacted this artist. This is my favorite band of all time, Clutch. Like that Indian look, right? And you see like the Mike Dillon band at the 930 Club, December 26th. Like I would do something like this, like a Native American retro Indian in like with George Anderson, the live podcast, December 26, 2020 or something like that. That's what I wanted to do. This is Alex's poster, by the way. I bought this for him. I took Alex to see 311 at Jones Beach. This was one of the greatest nights of my life. This was so amazing. And they made this poster, Jones Beach Amphitheater, Wantagh, New York, July 26th. That was 2019.
I like it.
Yeah.
So Mike, have you been doing anything more with the tarot card reading?
No.
But are we interviewing?
So Tammy, I think Tammy hooked us up with Tarot by Janine. She's coming on the show this Friday. We have an interview with her and she's going to teach us tarot because like I want to learn. but yeah, I reached out to her. She wrote me immediately. I asked her for a reading and she said she's busy for the rest of the year and then she's taking some time off for next year. So I asked her if she'd be on the show. She said absolutely. And she's going to share the Oaken Bros interview with not her main channel, but she has a second channel that she's going to share it with. So
Very cool.
yeah, no, we're definitely, the panic attack came out of nowhere.
Yeah. It's scary stuff.
So I spoke to a psychiatrist about that, and he said that it's fight or flight. It's your amygdala. He said, I have a Ferrari mind. That's what he likened it to. He's like, you have a Ferrari mind. That mind is constantly revved up. And he's like, in leadership, when decisions need to be made, he's like, you're the go-to guy because you will not dawdle. You will make decisions. You're hot on it. But unfortunately, there is a negative side to it that when when you feel threatened, when there's a scary thing happening, right? Oh my!
I don't know why you said that, Tammy, but we were outside at my mom's house yesterday, and two massive ravens flew over her property.
Ravens are a sign that magic is coming,
and that's magic with a K.
Yo, Rose said maybe the Mars pyramids on the t-shirt. Yes, like that's what we're going to be doing. Like that type of stuff. Like the 3 pyramids on Mars or the face on Mars. Oaken Bros. Yes. Yeah. No, I want to make like
Tammy, why did you say Sending Ravens?
Sending Ravens is the name of Tarot by Janine's other channel.
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
But the Ravens,
I thought you were alluding to ravens, but yeah, apparently when you see ravens out in the real world, that means magic with a K is in the process of
is inevitable.
And we saw ravens yesterday, and for oddly enough, we've only been seeing it there and only when we're outside there. So that's pretty interesting.
I also want to mention that we saw a raven a few weeks ago, and the raven came through, and magic happened within 2 or 3 days after that. Tommy Fisher, what's up, Tommy? He said the adrenal glands are working. Yes, that's exactly right. It's that Ferrari mindset that you're pumping your adrenals. And Rose said a Mars pyramid t-shirt she would buy. Bro, we have to go like super psycho spiritual on this.
Yeah, no,
everything psycho spiritual. Oaken Bros. Write that down. Super psycho spiritual.
Hold on.
What are you doing?
I'm writing it down.
Super psycho spiritual. Yes. Joe Rogan has a poster. This thing is ridiculous, and it's a samurai slaying a tiger, and it's his podcast. Like you see, hold on, I'll show it to you.
Yeah. So, guys, for anybody tuning in, this is really God's honest, the truth that this is exactly how Michael and I spend our time together.
I don't know if you can see this because it's not a great image, but this is the Joe Rogan experience, and it's a samurai slaying the dragon.
Yeah, I want
in an underwater, like a Pacific Rim type place. But like that's him with the American's flag. You see that?
Yes.
Like that's what Joe Rogan's all about. He's slaying the dragon on his podcast. Psycho, fight or flight. Ma, you're making me nervous. Please get off. Ma, you're building my anxiety up.
That's Mom's fault now.
No, I got to blame somebody, right? Jen says a baby onesie. Jen Callett says we should do a baby onesie.
Baby psychic. I see dead. I see dead people.
It's copyrighted, bro. It's 6 cents shit. So, what did everybody do this past weekend? Anything exciting? Nerve-wracking?
They gave out the first shot today for the vaccine.
What a publicity stunt.
To a nurse in New York. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was such a publicity stunt. Did you see that video I put up on Facebook of the old lady getting the vaccine and she started climbing walls afterwards, and Tyrese was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, I definitely saw that.
Yeah.
So how is everyone else doing? I mean, we pretty much, our podcast was Keeping the Fire Alive, and I didn't do that. I didn't name it that lieu because of what the conversation we were going to have today, because honestly, we really don't know what we're going to talk about before we start our shows. And when I'm making like the thumbnails or titling it, it's just kind of whatever pops into my head. But I think that's definitely part of it, that it was a long winter, and I know it hasn't even started
A
yet.
long way. It's still
But you're not
fall,
letting
bro.
me finish. It's
Sorry.
just it's I'm just saying that, this year has been dark.
Yeah.
This year has been long, dark, and cold for us, and keeping that fire alive is so essential, and it's all attitude. It's
I want to.
all in your attitude, it's all how you manifest, it's all how you think, and if you take that into what you're doing, Mike, you're you're manifesting those panic attacks.
100%. 100%. Rose just said put the emerald tablet on a t-shirt. This is the book. This is the Kabbalion. That's it. The Hermetic philosophy. This is the 3 initiates. So, and here I have this book here, the Emerald Tablet of Hermes. Hermes Trismegistus.
So Hermes a bag maker?
That's what like Jen and Sharon would say. But no, Hermes was a prophet.
Northeast Journal of Meds says the vaccine only lasts 3 months.
Thank God Chaz is wrong about everything in his life. Thank God that Mr. Debbie Downer, Mr. Worrywart, is just not right about anything. There's no way.
Yeah, I've been listening to some interesting podcasts about what's really going on. A lot happening starting today.
So I want to mention December 21st, 2020 is the end of an era, people. And I've been doing a lot of research about this, and I feel that this is the absolute truth. By the way, the anxiety is gone. It's away.
Good.
I overcame that splash mountain, right? The mountain, it's all downhill from here. Bob Levine says, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us, Bob. 12/21/2020 is going to be the age of Aquarius. That's the ushering in of the age of Aquarius.
Well, I actually posted we spoke about this on the last live stream, but I made a clip about this whole thing that we were talking about, but by all means, talk about it again.
Well, the idea that I don't understand this stuff, so I'm not a professional on it, but the idea that the last 2,000 years, 2,020 years was the age of Pisces, and it was the age of learning, right? It was about the age of religion.
I think
And
it
now we're
was
going,
at the age of gaining power, and I mean, that's just so obvious in the
yeah.
way that 2020 crescendoed.
Right. And it was the finale.
into
See,
yeah.
like they always said the Mayan calendar ended in 2012, but really they're saying now the Mayan calendar ended in 2020. And this is the big calamity that we all experienced, right? It was the pandemic. There's there had to be some spiritual cosmic meaning to all of this. And what's happening now is that after 2020 is over, 2020 officially is done in another 2 weeks, that this new age is going to be ushered in. I don't know if it's the political stuff. Like, I don't even like, I think it's so bigger and more beyond than what Trump and Biden.
I just feel like as a society, we're still coming to terms and learning how to handle the internet. And I feel like we're just at the beginning of what's going to be possible and what the internet is bringing. And never before in time has everybody had a voice. Never before in time,
right.
like we created our own voice by starting our own podcast. Never before in time has information been so available. And I think this year, and just what's been going on with politics and what's been going on with everything, it's we're falling over ourselves to try and get it right. And I feel like now there has been a massive reset, and I think, and I'm hopeful that the world and humanity will use it correctly, because very obviously right now we're kind of in the deep end and we don't know how to swim.
Well, so what 12/21/2020 symbolizes, it's going to be the age of Aquarius. And Kim Russo told us that, and George Anderson told us that. Thomas John told me that in a reading. The age of the shit that happened from 0000 to 2020 is done.
Mhm.
Right? It's over. And now the age of Aquarius is coming in. The age of Aquarius is enlightenment. And it's the age that we're going to be a higher consciousness. The people, that the things that you've worked for are finally going to start to manifest. and the things that you've been working for the last, we've been in earth signs for 200 years. Now is going to be air signs. You might be feeling these astral changes. A lot of people are anxious, can't sleep. I think that was 2020. And now it's going to be all over with. Bob Levine says that we're going into the roaring 20s. I agree with that.
I agree with that too. I mean,
I agree. We did a podcast
obviously
on that.
there's
Yeah.
obviously, we can only go up from here. I don't see. I mean, of course, more nonsense and more bullshit can happen, but I firmly believe that our darkest days are behind us. And while it's still going to be a bit of a rocky road, especially until that vaccine gets into full swing, there's going to be a lot of growth ahead for everybody. It's going to be slow. It's going to be very, very slow.
I don't think it's going to be slow. I really don't. I
hope not.
I think with the internet, I think with social media, I think with YouTube, I think that it's going to be faster and stronger and more exciting. I think people like Elon Musk are going to be ushering us into that new age. Did you hear? I'm glad we're talking about this. Did you hear about the Israelis who said that there's a galactic force, that there are aliens in the universe?
I didn't catch more. I didn't do a lot on that, but what I wanted to bring up, because you're bringing up Elon Musk, he named his son after the archangels, which I find really, really interesting. And it's just because you brought up Elon Musk, and then he was being interviewed, and they said, if you're visited by aliens, what's the one question you would ask? And he was literally live with this person, and he paused for a good 45 seconds of silence thinking of his answers. And then he looked at this interviewer deadpan in the face, and he said, what's behind the illusion?
Mm-hmm.
What's behind the simulation?
Well, that's what Kabbalah is.
I know, but that's what I'm saying, that Kabbalah, archangels, all of these topics that we speak about, mediumship, it's no coincidence that the second most richest person in the world, that is changing the way we drive cars, that is launching rockets into space, named his son after an archangel. They're archangels. I'm sorry. There's just no coincidence that happened. And then he says, he's a scientist. He does rockets and lithium ion batteries and all of these amazingly interesting topics. But then he says, what's behind the simulation? Like, that is,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
That is so amazing to me that he's saying that. So is he nuts?
No, I don't think so.
Is he crazy?
I don't think so. The simulation is what the Kabbalah was saying. The Kabbalah was saying, I've been doing a lot more research on this, that the Holy Grail wasn't a cup. The Holy Grail was the Kabbalah, because the Kabbalah holds the secrets of what we're all meant, and that this is just, that all of reality is just an illusion.
Wouldn't that be
that's
crazy
that's what Elon Musk said.
Yes.
Because he gets like,
but like, you just see that it's once you start realizing what it is, all of a sudden you see these extraordinarily successful people talking about it in plain sight.
Right.
And that's mind-blowing. And you just see it.
Right.
Hold on.
What are you looking up? Can you pull up that alien article, Eric? Can you pull up the Israeli aliens?
I don't want. They pretty much debunked it, but hold on.
Oh, they did? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought that was a legit story. Rose said, while you're pulling it up, she said, all negativity is caused by an accumulation of psychological time and denial of the present. Unease, anxiety, tension, stress, worry, all forms of fear are caused by too much future and not enough presence. Guilt, regret, resentment, grievance, sadness, bitterness, and all forms of non-forgiveness are caused by too much past and not enough presence. Eckhart Tolle. I mean, yeah. When you're afraid of the future, you have anxiety. So when you're afraid of the past, you have depression. That's what that's the way they said it.
So Elon Musk named his kid, appropriately named. The name for Elon Musk's newborn son contains a tribute to pioneering aerospace tech. The decidedly unusual and apparently illegal, at least in California, name XAEA-12 was devised primarily by the boy's mother, electric pop musician Grimes. Musk said, A12 is my contribution, the SpaceX founder and CEO told Rogan in an interview that was posted online. Archangel 12, the precursor to the SR-71, coolest plane ever.
Well, all right. So here's the deal. So this is where you got your information mixed up. The government named their plane Archangel.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
that's even more
So
insane.
you want to hear even something more insane? You want to hear something even more insane? Remote viewing. Okay. I was talking to this medium who was helping me become a medium, and he was telling me that the government that he worked for has an entire program for remote viewing. That they have a room full of psychics. There's a video called Third Eye Spies. It's on Apple TV. And they talk about this elite group of psychics that are in a room doing spiritual shit, like remote viewing Russian documents, remote viewing. They did that for Hitler.
Certainly, the more we do the show and the more we interview spiritual people, it's
the rabbit hole is so freaking deep. Like we had Shaman Oaks on, right? We had Alan Chapman on, who has the show on Shaman Oaks. Yeah, Mom said remote viewing works. Yes, 100%. And Alan said that fuck, I lost my train of thought.
About remote viewing.
I lost my train of thought. I saw Mom's thing and I was like,
all good.
Mom.
It's all good.
Rose said we need more alien podcasts. Yeah, there was just too many. I was reading what Mom said. I was reading what the comments were saying. But damn, the idea that remote viewing is an actual real thing and the government has it and it's been declassified. I mean, that's, come on. How do you not say it's real? The guy that was teaching me how to be a medium, who actually taught Mom to be a medium, was doing remote viewing for the freaking government.
So what is remote viewing?
He told me you sit in a chair. There's a guy on it, McDongle. He's on Amazon, but he writes books.
Remote viewing is the practice of seeking impressions about a distant or unseen target, purportedly sensing with the mind. Remote viewing experiments have historically been criticized for lack of proper controls and repeatability.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Joseph McMoneagle did Remote Viewing Secrets, and I bought the book. I haven't read it yet, but if you go on Amazon, they have tons of books on remote viewing. And the fact that the guy was telling me that he worked for the government and there's a room full of psychics, they made a movie on it, Third Eye Spies, where they're literally viewing other countries' documents. There was another documentary, I think I watched it on Netflix, where it said Superhuman, and it was about remote viewing. That there was a couple that went to the middle of like Arizona or something, and they were in like a mall, or it was like an office or something, and the girl who was being tested for remote viewing was saying, I see a really big statue. Okay. What do you see in the statue? I'm paraphrasing here, but she's like, I see waterfalls on the statue. I'm like, okay. I see like hot desert air. And they got into the person got into the car with her and they drove to where these people were, where she was supposed to be remote viewing what they were doing. And she was 100% accurate. They were by a statue that had a waterfall in the hot desert area, in the middle of Arizona. Like that.
Yeah. Oh, and before you were talking about Shaman Oaks.
Yeah.
Something about remote viewing and Shaman Oaks.
Remote viewing in Shaman Oaks.
I don't know what point you were getting at.
Yeah, I don't remember. I know it was
Yeah, this is interesting. To test the theory, have a friend put an image in an envelope and then you will call them and tell them what you think is in there. Start with shapes and then build up the pictures from a magazine.
I did that with Mom over the summer. Mom's doing that with our children, by the way. She's like saying, okay, what color paper do I have here? And all 4 kids say something. And I did it with them. And I was like doing, wrong. And then she picked a piece of paper and I knew it was pink. I knew it. I don't know how I knew it, but I knew it was, I saw it in my mind. I saw her picking the pink paper and, I couldn't see her. We were on the phone. We were on a conference. There was no voice call.
Unfortunately, I have the intuition of a pink piece of paper. So
literally. And I'm like, Ma, you picked the pink paper. And she like, we were on FaceTime. She held it up. She's like, that's the pink paper. Tommy said 100%. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Don, what's your opinion on astrology? I watched Lewis Turnin's Divine Astrology on Amazon Prime over the weekend. It was crazy interesting. I honestly don't know much about astrology. Definitely something that I want to get into, but there's just so much to cover.
I want to get into tarot before I touch astrology, but I used to read my horoscope every day in high school and college when there was such thing as newspapers back then, that we would get the newspaper and I would read my horoscope and I believed it. I don't know why. I just thought, oh, well, I'm going to have a good day today. Or, oh, no, I'm not going to have such a good day today. But I believed in my horoscope. And I stopped right when like I finished up college. But Divine Astrology on Amazon Prime, I'll definitely check that out. I think astrology is the whole other universe of spirituality that, right now I want to get into tarot. Like we're dealing with archangels and Kabbalah and all that stuff. And that's deep stuff. That's law. We originally were a law of attraction podcast. We were just
I mean, we were into this stuff beforehand.
Not archangels, Eric.
No, I mean, right when we started the podcast, that's when we started kind of getting into it. And we were like, we shouldn't talk about it because people are going to think we're crazy. And then all of a sudden, it just kind of was forced out of us. It was just forced out of us.
Listen,
I don't know the moment of when that actually happened, but it just happened.
Speaking about spirituality is a comfort zone for Eric and I, like talking about movies is. It's just who we are. It's who our makeup is. And people could be like, well, that's stupid. They're idiotic. We're not trying to convert anyone that what we believe in is right. But, we've had pretty profound evidence that, our mom doing these readings with people that she's never met. My mom did a reading for a friend from high school, and exactly. Chaz would think that we're absolutely nuts, but
I would happen to think that as much as Chaz think this is crazy, that there are portions of himself that believes in something more.
No, he doesn't. I've had this conversation. He said, "You're fucking nuts. It's birth to death. Get over it." And that's it. But there are people like that. Our uncles like that.
Right.
Our uncle's birth to death, and once you die, you're garbage. You're earthworm food. That's it.
Yeah, Tammy, you're going to join us on this journey. So we're talking to Janine on Friday, and that's going to kickstart our journey into tarot. So it's definitely going to be something we're going to add to our repertoire as far as talking about on the podcast.
Yeah,
concerned.
Yeah, but spirituality, I mean, it's all subjective. Listening to our mom. So I was saying my mom gave this reading to a high school friend of mine, and it's all private. I won't reveal names. And a girl I went to high school with died of breast cancer. I had no idea, and came through to say hi to this girl. And I grew up with the girl who died of breast cancer. I went to kindergarten with her, and I had no idea she died. I had no idea she passed away. She came through my mom. She gave her name, how she died, and her mother's name. And this girl who had the reading told me after, "Did you know so-and-so came through?" And I said, "What happened to so-and-so?" And she said she died of breast cancer. I said, "I had no idea." So, really, there's something there. There's something to it. And again, spirituality is subjective. People could be happy listening to the law of attraction tapes like I was for many years. And that's it. Eric, you read The Science of Getting Rich. You read The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. But then you elevated to, the 72 Angels of Magic.
Yep. I don't dive deep as you do, but I kind of go to where I'm comfortable with it and kind of run with it from there. But that's what I love about all these things, is that you can go as deep or as much as into it as you want to.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the beauty of spirituality. Tommy Fisher, who I'm friends with on Facebook, I don't know if he's still watching us, but Tommy's got these great quotes on Facebook that they have to go viral. I mean, he believes in, your attitude of gratitude and your beliefs and surrounding yourself with amazing things and putting good images out there. I mean, his videos, his pictures of, glorious halls and, libraries with Florida ceiling ceiling, bookshelves really is, it's unbelievable. And I believe in that stuff. I think the law of attraction is 100% real. I think the archangels are real and all that stuff. There's definitely something out there for people like Chaz. I want to know people who aren't spiritual. I like hearing that side of the story too.
I don't want to hear what they have to say.
Why?
No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. No, of course.
I think the people that are joining us are pretty much believe that there's something beyond our physical selves.
Well, which was mind bending to me when we interviewed George Anderson, and it kind of came out where he's like, I believe 98% that there is somewhere when we die that we go somewhere, and he's like, but there's still 2% of me that says, it could be just be birth to death. And that was so shocking to me because this is literally what that man does for a living. And
Right.
he's like, but guess what? He's like, either way, I'll be fine.
Right.
And that's the bottom line. I think that a lot, a lot of where people's anxiety comes from
Not knowing what's going to happen when they die.
is not knowing what's going to happen when they die. And I think that's a deep rooted effect on their psyche and how they raise their children and how they do their job and what they do in their day-to-day life. And either way, it doesn't really matter because either way, we're gonna go to, another dimension, right? Or we're not, and we're gonna cease to exist. And either way, we will be fine.
Did you ever believe that there might not be anything else after death? Did you ever feel that, or did you always believe that there's got to be something more to it?
I mean, there were more moments of feeling alone. But I mean, there's been so much proof lately.
I think that's the spiritual awakening. That's what everyone's talking about. That this new age that we're getting into.
How do you like this? Your mom gave me a short reading several weeks ago. She asked if I was training at work, and I said no. 4 days later, I was asked to help out a department, and now I am training in that role.
Jesus
Amazing.
Christ.
Yeah, and that's amazing. She's here, Tammy. So yeah, she said before, we were in a restaurant in Florida, and my mom.
Let me tell the story. We were in a
Sure.
restaurant in Disney, and our mom we were sitting all together. We were having dinner, and the waitress came over, and she was very nice, and she was very bubbly, and taking everyone's orders. And she went away, and she was coming back with waters. And my mom, who was just starting as a medium, it was actually 1 year ago. It was exactly a year ago.
Yeah.
She said, "They're telling me to say the name Susan. They're telling me to say that." I'm like, I mean, the worst case scenario, she's going to say, "I don't know who Susan is." I said, "Just say the name, Mom. What's the worst that can happen?" I'll never forget Sharon and Alex's face. Oh my God. Sharon and Alex, you can see the white of their eyes like this.
Yeah.
And my mom said, "What's your name?" I think her name was like Stacy or something, whatever.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. But she's like, "Who's Susan?" She goes, "That's my mother who passed away." And then she literally just dropped the waters onto the table and she started bawling her eyes out. And then my mom just went into this tirade of a reading. And the woman's like, "Yep, yep, 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 yep."
Yeah. So
So
yeah, when you get proof like that, it's unexplainable.
I have a reading with George Anderson tomorrow. I booked a reading with him 6 months ago, and I'm looking forward to it.
The interview is pre-recorded, and I want to see if we're interviewing anyone else this week.
We have Dr. Justin Sledge.
Yeah, we're doing Justin Sledge. So hold on one second. Tower by Janine will probably be live first week of February. We're running about 5 weeks ahead of our interview schedules for Thursdays. So we're interviewing Justin Sledge. Everybody check out his channel.
Esoterica.
Yeah, how do you spell that?
Esoterica.
Or just Google Justin Sledge.
You want to see what Eric looks like if he was a rabbinical, like hardcore rabbi.
Hold on.
This guy, I was watching YouTube and I was looking up like Kabbalah and ancient like mysteries and all that stuff, just stuff I was researching. And I saw this guy and I'm like, is Eric playing a freaking prank on me? Esoterica. I'm going to show you what this guy looks like.
You have it on your phone? Okay.
Oh no, there's actually a band. Esoterica is the channel, not the band. But oh my God, this is Eric's doppelganger. I said it is Eric. I'm like, do you pose as a
It's pretty dang weird.
As a rabbi? Look at this guy. I mean, if this isn't Eric, I don't know who is.
You have a glare there. Yeah,
it's Eric as a rabbi.
Is that weird? It's if I had a beard.
If he had a beard,
if I could grow a beard like that, I would.
That's a big fat beard. That's a cool beard.
But no,
look at that. It's you, bro.
His nose.
No, I'm telling you, we're probably related to this guy.
Mom,
do you know Justin Sledge?
Did something happen here?
Oh, look at him. So what happened was I was watching his videos and I'm like, I got to reach out to this guy. First of all, he has the coolest videos. They're all about like
he's not yet. He doesn't claim to believe in it or anything like that. But he does the nitty gritty history of magic in the past of the
100%.
Renaissance period
Yes.
and
Fascinating.
archangels, and or Israel, Jesus and
How
magic.
Jesus used magic.
Yeah.
So he did the Lesser Key of Solomon, the Corpus Hermeticum, Greek magical papyrus, ancient angel magic, Sefer Yetzirah, Introduction to Western Esotericism, Occult Film Review, Magic, the History of Magical Characters, Where to Begin Studying Alchemy. And this guy's channel is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's so above Eric and my pay grade. Like Eric and I are like, archangels
you want to hear
cool,
about,
and
you want to
law
hear
of
about,
attractions is
you want to hear about,
amazing.
you want to hear about anxiety. Like, I have anxiety. Usually the questions will just happen right when I'm live on air, but I start thinking about the things that I want to say, and I'm having issues about him because he's so well educated and I'm so not well educated in the areas that he's so well educated in. I know we'll pull it out. I know everything will be fine.
So is law of attraction real?
So
wait.
what did Shakespeare think of?
Wait. So like, is John D like? Is that the name of like a band or something? We'll be fine. We can hold our own.
Check out Justin Sledge.
Dr. Justin Sledge on his channel.
He'll be the last week of January, and then Tower by Janine will be first week of February. But yeah, I mean, our new year for
Ridiculous.
First we're closing out the year with on Thursday we have Suburban Beard. Then the following Thursday is Dave Hilfman. He's the he's the interim travel executive director for the GBTA, which is the Business Global Travel Association, which is what our day job is. Then on New Year's Eve, on December 31st, we have our interview with Nick Sugars. He is a publicist in Hollywood. So I think that's going to be a really entertaining interview. Basically,
he's a rock star, Nick. He's a great kid.
Yeah, how do movies get publicized in Hollywood, and
how does the Warner Brothers machine work?
Yeah, it was a really great interview. And then January 7th, which kicks off the new year, is our interview with Spirit Science, Jordan River. That was our longest interview to date. Super duper interesting. He has 1 million followers on YouTube, and so we're so excited to launch that show.
And if anybody wants to learn about spirituality,
but he makes it so palatable.
Right, that's the point. If anybody wants to jump down any spiritual rabbit hole, go to Spirit Science.
He animates it. Yeah, he animates it, and it's
clear. It clear as day.
Yeah.
Tommy Fisher said this Dr. Justin Sledge has a specialized knowledge in esotericism.
Yes.
To say the least.
Yeah. And then on January 14th, we have Dr. William Davis, aka Wheatbelly. He wrote the book Wheatbelly. He wrote the book Undoctored, and we basically talk about
how your doctor's killing you.
Yeah.
In so many words.
Gut microbiome and just overall health. So that was a great interview. And then on January 21st, we have Shaman Oaks, aka Alan Chapman.
Unbelievable.
And that was a great. And now we're gonna have Justin Sledge and Tower by Janine. I mean, that is I am so proud of. I'm so proud of us.
Hell yeah!
I must say, I am so incredibly.
Yeah, we went from interviewing limo dudes, right?
Yeah.
We went from and there was nothing wrong with that, to interviewing travel agents and travel people, to interviewing these people that are moving and shaking this world. We want to be like we want to be like what Joe Rogan is. Really and truly, Oaken Bros wants to be like Joe Rogan, Howard Stern. We want to be as big as that. I think we can. We just got to get our.
That's interesting. If magic was called by a different name, more people will believe in it.
I agree with you, Mom, and I think magic has a stigma because David Copperfield and Penn and Teller and Gino Munari and those type of guys made magic into something so fake, and Chris Angel made magic into a parlor trick. But I agree with you.
Yeah. So wait, how do you
Neville Goddard? That's my favorite author of all time. I'll tell you right now. This is his channel right here.
Esoterica.
Esoterica. The guy is a wealth of knowledge.
Yes.
in occult studies.
Yeah.
And I cannot believe Eric and I mean, he wrote me back almost immediately.
Yeah.
Exploring the arcane side of history, philosophy, and religion. Cannot wait to talk to him.
Yeah. And Dave Helfman, of course.
Great guy.
Dave. Yeah, Dave, we've never met him before the interview, and he his personality was infectious, and I wasn't expecting that. And as soon as we got on, like, this is going to be a great interview. So if you guys want to know everything about the kind of the future of where business travel is going, most definitely tune into that interview.
Chris Colucci said, "Please get Rabbi Eric on. Thank you." That he's coming on. His name is Crash. His name is Dr. Justin Sledge. He's Eric's rabbinical doppelganger. Okay. Yeah. He's Eric's twin doppelganger. So like, I have to find out if his family was from Poland or something, because like, we're clearly related in some respect, because I thought Eric was messing around. I'm like, Eric is making these videos at night without me. He gets his beard, he puts it on, he wears the same freaking glasses. He's bald and he wears a yarmulke. But like, Eric, Sharon says, Eric, you have to do the interview with a beard.
I want to make the guy upset, and I don't
want to No, I'm telling you, but there's got to be some type of connection. But yeah, Chris, Crash, check this guy out, Dr. Justin Sledge. This guy is deep. This guy is deep when it comes to esoteric,
but the history of occult, and it's very, very cool.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
No, I'll say it again. I'm so proud of us on what we accomplished, and like, we're just getting started. And like, this isn't even the interviews those are the interviews that we recorded, and this is what we're doing for this week.
Wait till you see who else we got on. We got two guys who had near-death experiences, mega best-selling authors. We got on Peter Panagore.
We're interviewing Lori Majka. Which she is also another spiritualist, and she has a really interesting story about signs and whatnot.
And we got on Dr. Eben Alexander, who's coming on, I think, the end of January.
And he basically wrote the book on near-death experiences.
Right. He wrote a book called Proof of Heaven.
Eben Alexander.
Right. Dr. Eben Alexander was a neurobrain surgeon, and he had meningitis, and he died. He went to the afterlife, and he gives a tour of the afterlife. And the guy, I wrote him and automatically wrote me back saying 100% I would come on. And I actually hooked him up with Shaman Oaks. I told him, because the minute we said to Alan Chapman that we're getting on Eben Alexander, he goes, I would love to talk to him. Alan Chapman introduced us to Peter Panagore, who also has a channel on YouTube. Hold on, because I was watching the other day. He also had a near-death experience.
So yeah, that's
Peter Panagore.
That near-death experience is definitely another avenue that we want to start interviewing more people about, because that's we find that really interesting.
People that have actually died in this life and went somewhere else.
And then we also are going to be interviewing Joseph Everett. He has the channel called What I Learned.
He's got, I think, 2 million followers on YouTube, and his videos, his content is A+. Yeah, Joseph Everett. What I Learned is his channel. He's great. He's awesome. He also wrote me really quickly. He's like, I would love to do an interview with you guys. And Eric and I.
And then I actually reached out to a TikTok guy. He's what's his name? That blonde haired guy who does all the singing.
Machine Gun Kelly.
No. Hold on.
Did you see Pete Davidson on Saturday Night Live where he was Machine Gun Kelly? Oh my God! Did you see that Sports Max segment?
Sam Ryder, this guy.
I love his
Yeah, content. I know. He makes me happy.
He does make me happy.
So he does amazing song covers.
Did he write you back?
No, not yet.
But don't say who didn't. Who we reached out to.
I'm trying to. I mean,
no, don't. It doesn't matter if he writes you back. Then say it.
Everyone contact him and tell him to go on Oaken Bros. Look up Sam Ryder.
Everyone out in Oaken Bros land. Is there anyone that you want Eric and I to interview?
Or, you know what? Or if you guys actually have like some type of connection to, that you can like introduce us, or because we'll take it. So
if you can please contact Eric and me with saying, yo, my cousin is an award-winning producer. We're also getting on Sharon's cousin, Eric. It's going to be a very confusing interview. So, Eric, what do you think of the afterlife? Well, I think not you, Eric, the other Eric. Eric Lee is going to be joining us. He's a country rock star, country music star. He's my cousin as well, married by marriage. But he's going to be joining us on the podcast. But if there's anyone out there in Oaken Bros land that has famous friends, families, or recommendations on who you would want us to interview, Eric and I are so down. We have the next 2.5 months covered.
Yeah, you can email me. Ultimately, I want to start doing more interviews because I'd like to release 2 interviews a week. But right now, we're basically on track for next year. We want to do 52 interviews. So we're, 8% of the way there or something. So yeah, and that is a reminder. If you guys are on YouTube, smash that like button, subscribe, and share. Thanks, Bob.
From Boston Bob. Smash and spread this video around like peanut butter and jelly. Share it with your friends. Bro, I keep getting more people on my feed. So if you want to keep going, we can. Otherwise, like,
Who's that lady that talks about the different levels? She was on
Julie Ryan. I already wrote her. I have a
yeah.
reading with her in May, but her name is Julie Ryan. Go to Inspire Nation Julie Ryan interview.
Michael Sandler's channel.
Inspire Nation is one of the best channels on YouTube.
Yep.
Guy's great. But Julie Ryan, amazing interview. Explains what happens when you die. The steps. There's 12 steps that everyone goes through when they pass away. Really just incredible. For people that are scared of death, she goes with them on this journey. It's the weirdest thing in the world. But go to Inspire Nation, 2 words, Inspire Nation, Julie Ryan, and watch her interview with Michael Sandler. Michael's a great guy. We had Michael on this podcast over the summer.
Yeah, that was a great. I'd like to interview him again.
Yeah, he's on a road trip now with Jessica. They're in LA. They're busy with their their stuff. But when he gets back to his studio, he said he'll jump on with us again.
Sure. I think with that was a great show. Thank you all for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share. And if you guys have any interviews, please email me. And we will most definitely reach out because we're definitely looking, and we're about 2 months ahead of the game or so, maybe even closer to 3 months ahead of the game.
I would say 2.5 months.
Yeah. So yeah, we're always looking for more content. We appreciate you all. And
guys, thanks for listening to my anxiety stories in the beginning. I had to get that off my chest. I was feeling very anxious when I got on this podcast, but it just dissipated like melted butter. It felt really good. And, we appreciate all of you listening to us and taking our advice and, kind of sparring with us on what you feel is right. We appreciate everyone's opinions and, we really appreciate each and every one of you. Really and truly.
No doubt. Everyone have a good day. And I'm not sure if we're going to have a video tomorrow. We'll see. But we're definitely going to do our live stream on Wednesday night. And then on Thursday, we have our interview with Suburban Beard coming out. So everyone check out Suburban Beard's channel.
Everyone remind me on Wednesday night, we have to talk about The Godfather. Yep. All right.
Peace out, everyone. Love you all.
Have a good night, everybody.